Hello, so I'm back with another little sketchbook tour. It's kind of nighttime, which is not what I've filmed before, but I just finished this sketchbook and then was like, oh, I can film it now, because I sort of wanted to look back through it for the first time on a recording. So I thought I'd just do it now and see how it goes. I'm gonna try and like flip through it more than endlessly ramble about things, because I think it gets quite repetitive with this one. Like, I keep doing the same thing. I keep drawing the same people. It just kind of speaks for itself. So let's begin. This sketchbook I really love. It's the Talon's Art Creation sketchbook, and I just love this pattern, and it makes me think of the Great Gatsby, which I saw the musical adaptation of, or it's not the one and only musical adaptation, around the time that I bought this. This is just a little pattern that I did. I do quite a lot of those in here because I really wanted this to be a sketchbook, which is just fun. I talk about this a lot in my previous sketchbook tour. I remember one of my primary school teachers calling it taking a dog for a walk, and you just draw around the page and then you match up with where you started and then you just colour in all the sections, and it's just really fun. This is one of my bookshelves and some of the stuff that I have in my room. So there's a Kyoshi Funko Pop little model thing that glows in the dark. And this is a dragon, little tiny dragon. This is Pua from Moana. This is a little sketch of a painting I did that's like fan art of Next to Normal. And I love that painting, I'm so proud of it. I don't think it's brilliant in terms of looking like the people it's of, but I don't know, it just makes me happy. Next to Normal, just love that show. This is a little bit of, or little bits of Chichester Cathedral, because I went to see some shows at Chichester Festival Theatre and I just sat by the cathedral. I think when there's a cathedral I just tend to sit outside and draw. This is a little quote from Into the Woods. It's from Last Midnight. Love that song. My dad posing, being stupid, and I said, alright then, I'll draw you. So I did. Oh, and this is a character that I started trying to design in my big sketchbook. Because I said about not having great character design skills, but that was another attempt at drawing her. And we're back at Mason Alexander Park's Emcee. We couldn't go very far in this sketchbook without me having drawn them. Just stunning. I was sat in Embankment Gardens in London, but there's this little place that I keep going whenever I go to London. It's really nice to sit there in the sun. And I tried to draw some people, like speed sketch people, as they walked by or as they sat on benches in front of me. And this is Mon Mothma, specifically from the bit where she like dances. Mon Mothma from Andor and Star Wars. And yeah, I really like that character. Again, this unnamed character that I haven't done much with. Ah, Josephine. Potential name. And then I think I tried out some pens here. And here we have Dedra Meero from Andor. She was such a and is such a hyperfixation character because she's just so fascinating and so horrible. I just can't stop thinking about that character. Little fish. More Dedra. I really like the colours I used with this one, the orange and the purple, and like the different layers that it gives it, because I think I sort of sketched it out in the orange and then went over in a slightly thinner purple to give depth to it. I think this was the point at which I realised that I found Dedra, specifically Dedra, not Denise Gough, but Dedra, really easy to draw. I love that I've written Dedra Meero again. I think this is just focusing in on different parts of the face to practice. This was me trying to draw like people that I've drawn repeatedly but from memory and just from imagination and memory and what their faces look like. So we have Dedra, we have specifically Mason Alexander Park's Emcee, and then me trying to draw my dad from memory. That looks more like Gollum, not my father. But yeah, I quite like the Dedra one, but it doesn't look particularly like either of these people. But I can see what I was going for, so that's good. Maybe with practice I'll get good at drawing characters from memory. This was an idea I had a while back. I can't remember where it came from, but space foxes. Foxes, but they're just like dressed in a spacesuit and like foxes on the moon. And I thought that would be such a cool, like cute graphic novel comic thing. But I just guess I gotta keep trying, and foxes are really hard to draw. So working out how that would work was interesting. I think I was having like a bad art day with this, because not only are foxes difficult to draw, but also I was just struggling to sort of get it accurately. But I like this little one. That's quite cute. It's kind of giving hyena more than fox, but I guess there's similarities. It's the Emcee again. That same reference. I didn't even know they'd done that here. I love the smoothness and the colours of this. More attempts at space foxes. Foxes in space. Just, I don't know, I think it'd be cute. I like this one. It's got like a little, almost guilty looking expression. At least that's what I think it looks like. Her expression on this one, this Dedra again, that is not what her face looks like, but because I was going for the whole outfit thing more than the face, I'm still quite happy with it. And I really like this one. I've been working really hard on doing a lot of side profiles recently because I realised it was something that I wasn't very confident in. Just anyone's side profiles, but if I happen to be sort of fixating on a character or an actor, then I guess they get the parts of the face that I'm working on drawing at that point. I like the style of this. I've been really enjoying doing ballpoint pen sketches throughout this entire sketchbook. I really love this page too. More Dedra. And again, the side profile thing. And I like that I tried to do the full body here. This is some ideas for a project that I'm working on. Well, actually this is a sort of put to the side project. But yeah, tried to draw some flowers for that, and I really like this little page. And I love this colour, these colours together. That's why I like, one of the reasons why I like doing. Okay, so my phone decided to stop recording and I recorded a few more pages after this. So I'm just gonna go back and see if I can remember any of the interesting things I said. So for this, I was standing on a bridge in London and I can't remember the name of the bridge, but I will find it and put it on the screen if I can. Yeah, I stood on this bridge and I just decided I'm going to sketch this view. That is what I'm going to do right now. So I did that, and there were people giving me like interesting looks over my shoulder like, what's she doing? And people being like, ooh. But sometimes you just gotta stop thinking about what other people think and just do your thing. And I really do like this little sketch. Just something about it makes me happy. This was some plants in my garden and the little cheeps from the sparrows we have in our garden, because I was just sat out there drawing and then the sparrows are incessantly going cheep. I do love birds. And then this is some little sketches based off of a shirt that I have that was called a Picasso shirt, and it's got loads of little faces over it. Some little doodles. The Kit Kat Club logo. The London production of Cabaret. Sometimes you just gotta draw faces in the weirdest way possible, and that's all gets you to do things. Interesting skyline. I don't know, I think I was inspired by the London skyline sketch, and just sort of made a weird version. Hand. This is Denise Gough again. Original. There was the National Theatre Instagram account posted like a clip from people, places and things, and I just went, I'm going to screenshot this and I'm going to do some sketches, because like people moving and people in action I don't normally practice with, so I thought it'd be good practice along with using the sort of hyperfixation to get myself to practice things I don't usually practice, and this is more of that. I forgot about this piece. This is why I didn't want to look through this sketchbook too much before I'd finished it. I wanted to sort of leave it for a sketchbook tour rather than doing what I usually do, which is go back again and again and just enjoy looking through it. But yeah, let me check. You can't see it. It's just a little full thing from people, places and things. And we have more Dedra, because that's basically most of the sketchbook. I really like this one, the sort of really close up of her face. I've written screaming borbs. There's these birds. I haven't worked out if they're swift swallows or house martins, but we have them near our house, and they seem to be out in force at the moment. They seem to like nest in certain areas in the summer and then they'll go away in the winter, so it always feels like summer when they're here, and they sound like they're screaming in like a fun way, not in a like pained way. I don't know, maybe that's up for interpretation. But they kept flying over, hence the note about it. Cheep. This is Mason Alexander Park as Desire from the Sandman season 2, but this is like the photos they released before the season actually came out. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna have to draw them as Desire as well. Just a little face. So I really like these little patterns. I just enjoy doing them. It's very mindful. And some eyes, because I like drawing them. Oh, this was attempts at drawing Denise Gough from another show. In another show. I think it's called Too Close, which I really enjoyed, but found her more difficult to draw here. But I like this one more because I sort of did the underlayer of green and then used the little brush pen I've got. This brush pen. Yeah, I love this brush pen. Get back in there. And this is Kleya from Andor. Partly because I thought I'd change it up and draw someone different from Andor still for a change. And Kleya again. And this is Chichester Festival Theatre. Some of the set from Anna Karenina. And I guess fun fact, these little stand things that are on like the altar for this wedding in Act 2. Last time I was there, I went to see The Unlikely Pilgrimage of Harold Fry. I went in the Minerva Theatre, but same thing. Well, it's not the same thing. Calm down. But I walked out of the theatre and they were clearly moving the set in for Anna Karenina. And these things, they walked past me carrying them, and I thought, I bet those for Anna Karenina. I will look out for them when I go see it. And then I saw those and was like, there they are. I've been like within a meter of those bits of set, which isn't that impressive, it just amused me. And we have a ballet dancer. This was me sitting on the sofa that is currently behind me, drawing the view in front of me. And this is my hand, just wearing this ring, but not this one. Some stars. This is Dedra again, but using different markers, not the Ohuhu markers that I use normally when I use markers. They're Winsor & Newton Pro markers. That's what I use for this. And then I sort of coloured over the top of it, and this is an attempt at, again, Desire from season 2 of the Sandman, but like the perspective of drawing them with their feet up on the table was really difficult, so it was a fun challenge. And like I didn't try and get the face accurately, it was very speedy sketch. And this is for an ongoing project, these two, an ongoing thing that I'm designing, which maybe I'll talk more about in a different video. And then this is Natalie from Next to Normal, played by Eleanor Worthington Cox. I'm trying to remember all their names. And I used the little crayons these, because I realised I bought them and then hadn't used them in ages. And was like, maybe they can be really good. And you know what? For this purpose, they were quite fun, but I also did think the sketch looked better without it. But then I sort of did it, went, oh no, I hate it now. And then decided I loved it later on. This was an attempt at drawing people in the distance on the train. It's very difficult because people move. It's also very difficult because I feel bad about drawing people. And this was speed sketching. When I went to see Here We Are, I tried to like quickly sketch the cast that are on stage before the show, but because I was so far away, it was so difficult to get details, so I was trying to get like quick poses before they moved. And honestly, I can see who they are and what they're doing. Like, this person is vacuuming, but that's partly because I know what's happening in the show because I've seen it twice. Little face. This was outside the National Theatre. In fact, this is really funny because I did this when I was waiting at the stage door, and I just stood there and was like, I'm gonna draw now. So I did. And then South Bank by National Theatre. More of the same. I just put a passion fruit sticker in here, because why not? Sometimes you just gotta be chaotic with how you draw faces. Some chicken sketches of Blue, our chicken. She was out and about, and I was just trying to sketch her. And again, chickens are difficult to draw from life because they move in unexpected ways. Do like this though. And then I tried to draw some flowers while I was still out in the garden. And more Dedra, shock horror. I do actually really like this one. It seems almost like a good distilling of what her like features and like the shape of her face. It's sort of a good likeness while also being a sort of cartoonish version. And this was while I was sat in a room with 2 other people, and I just decided to draw the entire room because again, drawing entire rooms with lots of things in it, it's just not what I'm good at in perspective, and I like to challenge myself with these things. And then this was from a photo that's in that room. So there's this little there's a print of a painting that's up here, and then I decided to draw that painting. Some little curls of hair. I was in a very hair kind of a mood, really. Again, this was drawing from imagination because I don't do that much, or I'm trying to do it more. Some sketches practicing drawing anatomy for the same sort of ongoing project that I talked about earlier. I think I will talk about it more once it's more of a thing. Yeah, season 2 of the Sandman was just about to come out, and I was like, more promotion photos means I'm going to draw more. I painted these pages black and then decided to doodle over the top of them, and I came back at like a later date, so that's what this is. These were some sketches from the photos that are on the walls of Operation Mincemeat. This is someone who previously played Hester and Monty, and they were also previously understudies, and I just sort of sketched their little portraits from the wall because their photos are still there in the theatre. Last time I went to Mincemeat. Oh, we have the Emcee. Well, we have the Emcee, and then next to Desire from the Sandman, which is just hilarious when you think about it. This was not it with the lighting. It was really difficult to sort of get the lighting in ballpoint pen. I think I struggled with this, but I also kind of like it. I really love this page. Again, Desire from the Sandman. I just like how soft the sort of scribbles of the ballpoint pen is, and it's all going in the same direction. It looks kind of neat and soft and nice. I don't know, in comparison, like if you look at this, all of the lines are going in so many different directions in my attempt to accurately capture it, but these are all sort of going the same way in certain sections, especially this one. And this is just Dedra again. It's just Dedra again. Yeah. This is a hand, and another hand. This is my face. This was me trying to draw my own face in the mirror, because that's something that I realised I've never really done. And this is another Mon Mothma from Andor. I don't think it's very good likeness, but I like the colours, the sort of blue and black on the face, and then the orange is the background. I've started doing lots of patterns like this at the moment, but I've been doing it in like rainbow colours, but then for this one I decided to change it up. and do it in not rainbow colours, and it was still just as fun. This is from literally yesterday. I went to see A Midsummer Night's Dream at the Bridge Theatre. I was walking down the road and was like, I know it's next to Tower Bridge, but how obvious is it going to be to see Tower Bridge when I walk through these buildings? Like, how obvious is it from the theatre? And I get into like the bit just next to the theatre and I'm like, that's Tower Bridge there. It's very obvious. And the Bridge Theatre, I mean, come on. Tower of London, which is right next to Tower Bridge. And I didn't realise until just before this trip, when I was looking up Tower Bridge, that it's called Tower Bridge because of the Tower of London. Look, I don't go to this part of London very much. But yeah, Bridge Theatre, and they have all these pretty lights that sort of come down from their ceiling inside, and I just thought it was really cool. Try to draw the letters that are on the top. Actually, a fun fact about this is I was sat directly outside the theatre, and loads of the cast and their like friends and family were just like wandering around outside and chatting, and they were sat right next to me, and I was just trying to act natural. I just thought that was a funny moment. But yeah, Midsummer Night's Dream, the immersive one at the Bridge Theatre, is incredible. So much fun. So if you want a fun time at the theatre, would go see it. So we're coming to the end here. I ripped out a couple of pages, just was having a bad time. I just got really sad about not being able to talk with people about my art. And yeah, I decided after I'd had a bit of a cry to make it into something interesting and fun. So I took this ripped out page and I made it into a little flip book with some flowers underneath. Because I've started this thing of where I get angry and I use my sketchbook, and like if I did feel like tearing out a page, and then I'll feel bad about tearing out a page because I don't like to ruin stuff, so I'll ruin a blank page and then make it into something afterwards. I don't know, it's just a way of making myself feel better. But yeah, I feel like it was really funny to me that I drew these flowers on the inside, and then I closed it and went, I'm gonna draw Dedra again. Like, pretty flowers and Dedra, and like the horrifying acts that she commits, they don't go together. So and then I was thinking about the quote that Luthen says when he's like, there's a whole galaxy out there waiting to disgust you, and that entire scene, I just love it. If you've seen Andor, you know what I'm talking about, and if you haven't, you don't. But yeah, they're like, the whole galaxy out there waiting to disgust you, and then it's just pretty flowers. It amuses me. And to finish off with a general theme of the sketchbook, we just have Dedra again, because I'm nothing if not persistent and consistent in terms of my subjects of drawing. But yeah, I've really loved keeping this sketchbook. I don't know why. I started it in May. I started it at the very end of May, and I finished it on the 13th of July. May to July. And this is a sketchbook that I just bought on a whim in a little art shop. It was actually quite a big art shop. It's London Graphic Centre near Covent Garden. Would recommend. It's really fun in there. It's like the idea of a child being let loose in a sweet shop. I truly just went in and was like, oh, I love it here. But yeah, I saw this sketchbook and was like, oh, I haven't been into keeping a little sketchbook in a while, like a mini one, a pocket-sized one. And then I saw the square one with this design and was like, you. And so this entire sketchbook has been so like spontaneous and random, and just drawing what I feel like drawing in the moment. And it's honestly one of my favourite little ones that I've had. It is mostly just filled with the most horrifying villain from Star Wars. Okay, that's a bit of a stretch. I don't know enough about Star Wars to really comment, but Dedra, what a character. Dedra, the Emcee from Cabaret, and probably a lot more people, but I don't know. One track mind. Anyway, I hope I wasn't too quiet or too unenthused in this video. As I said, it's nighttime, and I just decided to go with it because I was excited about having finished this sketchbook. Yeah, hope you enjoyed.